First thing I'm gonna say is I don't like what that card art's showing. You know, you don't know what's happening there. You know what I mean? Hearthstone cards are good and all, but I want to know which Hearthstone card can woo me over, send me out on a date, make me feel loved. So let's go over our tiers first. We got literal animals. I got really nothing to say about that one. They're just literal animals. People that I'm leaving on the red. Like, I'm never going on a date with any of these people in my life. Hate every moment of it. That's our next one. And you know, these people, they at least go on the date, right? But we're not actually doing anything. I'm not actually liking it. There's no chance for a second date. Okay time, nothing else. So it's just an okay time, you know. It's nothing too special. Maybe something will happen, maybe something won't. After that is our second date, please, because I want to go get to know this person a bit more. Already in bed. I don't have anything else to say about that. So we're gonna start off with the easy ones. We're gonna start off with the literal animals. What else you got me to say? They're literal animals. You got Druid of the Plains, and I don't care what you say about Druids. That's a literal animal in the card art. It's an animal in the tier list. You got Sunscale Raptor, and we got Razormane Raider. I don't know what else you want me to say about those. Those are literal animals. And if you're into putting animals in dates, you know, more power to you. We got Shadow Hunter Vol'jin. So if we're looking at the card art, you know, he's got some pretty swanky hair. You know, that might be a turn on for you guys, but for me, it is definitely not a good sign to have that swanky looking hair over there. You know, his teeth, you know? Think about that. You know, you're eating a dinner, you're doing whatever you want, but you're looking at those teeth. Ah, man, I cannot imagine eating dinner looking at those teeth. You know, I'd go there, but I would probably hate every moment of it. Next, we got Desperate Prayer. But Desperate Prayer is a spell. How are you going to go on a date with a spell? We're looking at the card art. Come on, I thought you're better than this. First thing I'm gonna say is I don't like what that card art's showing. You know, you don't know what's happening there. You know what I mean? It's a priest, right? It's a priest card. It's a priest-looking person inside of the card art. Probably some pretty pure person. You like a little bit of pureness in your people. So what I can imagine, it's a pretty good time, and I think there could be a second date with Desperate Prayers over here. Next, we got Bru'kan. You're looking at Bru'kan. You're looking. This guy's kind of old. Look, dude, look at that. The hair. It's all gray. It's long. But here's what I gotta say for you. Imagine being old with long gray hair. That means that hair has to be silky and smooth. You know, and he's a pretty old guy, and he can control lightning, you know? You know how cool that is if you can control lightning? You know, you're like, man, I want that fish. Boom, now I got the entire tank, because the whole tank's dead now. So, I think it'd be an okay time. Blademaster Samuro. Okay, with a name like that, you know, that's gotta be a good conversation starter, okay? He's a blade master. That means he's good with the sword. Wink. He spent his entire life mastering the blade, right? That means he's gonna protect you. I think he has a nice flow too. You gotta appreciate the flow. Might be a little bit too overbearing, but I could see us going on a second date. Imp Swarm. You might be thinking, if an imp went up to you and said, oh, let's go on a date, you'd say no. But if an Imp Swarm went up to you and they said, let's go on a date, what would you say? If you have an entire Imp Swarm at your disposal, imagine what you could do with that Imp Swarm, you know? I might hate every moment of it, but at least I'm taking my chances, you know what I mean? Alright, next we got Peon. I'm not gonna lie, he's got the muscles. With a face like that, man, like, he's got the map and everything. You can already tell that this person has no social skills whatsoever. I'm not saying I have any social skills, I don't, but at least I'm better than Peons. But I'm living this guy on the red, okay? Next is Mankrik. He has man in his name. Look at how swole this guy is. The text literally says find us a wife, but that's the best part. We're already in bed. Spirit healer, it's a spirit, right? You know, it's a spirit. But imagine how cool it would be if you could date a spirit. Imagine how much power you would have if you could date a spirit. I mean, if you look at the card art right there, it's a pretty good body. I know it's a spirit and you probably can't even touch it and all, but still, gotta appreciate what it looks like. So I'm okay with a second date over here. Our last card, Chain Lightning rank 1. So there's 2 people in this card art. You gotta consider that. It's 2 people. It's 2 options to choose from. Maybe it'll be like a double date. Maybe you're going with someone else. Maybe you and your boys over here. And you're with, wait, is that the guy from Bru'kan? Is that Bru'kan? Is that the same guy? You know, it could be an okay time, you know? It's one of those experiences, you're with your friends, you just have a good time. So I can say it's having an okay time, but I'm not doing anything else with Chain Lightning rank 1. So you may be thinking, what is the point of trying to figure out who would you go on a date with in Hearthstone cards? Who even cares about Hearthstone cards and how dateable they are? If you can't figure out what imaginary Hearthstone cards you would put on a date, and how could you imagine what imaginary wifeys you would put on a date, huh? Exactly. So that's the list. I really got nothing else for you. If you're telling me you would go on a date with Peon, then you tell me you'd go on a date with Peon, because I don't know about you, I'm going Mankrik all the way.